So hello there, people of the internet, and today I'm doing a video that was suggested by Mr. Björn Pauls. And here is what he says. I got a question. What do you think about those people which complain about people spending too much time in WoW? What do you think about those arguments? You can't be good without playing a lot. Or you are just as good as you are because you're just playing all day long. I think this would be a nice topic for a video in my opinion. Yeah, it's a very good topic. So let's start off with what do I think about those people which complain about people spending too much time in WoW. In my eyes, it's bullshit and it shouldn't really bother you. You know, why should it bother you? It's kind of like people hating on gays as well. I don't know who said this, but it's a great comparison. It's like you sit down, you order a cake, you get a wonderful cake, and someone else orders a different cake. And because you don't like them having a different cake, you tell the waiter to take it away, just because you don't like them having a different kind of cake. So we live in a society where it's perfectly fine and healthy for someone to practice basketball 10 hours a day alone, to practice guitar 10 hours alone every day, and, you know, sit in front of a TV for 10 hours every day watching football. Yet it's not okay to sit down and play games for a couple of hours every day. You know, it's just bullshit. And I have this wonderful thing that, or a story, I suppose, that happened to me very often when I was growing up. Now, when I was at the age of 10, I started learning guitar, and I was already playing video games. So my day would consist of me going to school, me coming back from school, sitting down to play and, you know, practice my guitar for 2 or 3 hours alone, obviously, and then playing games for about an hour or two before going outside and trying to break my body while falling off a skateboard. Now, when someone would ask me, what do I do? You know, I would be like, oh, well, you know, I practice guitar. Oh, that's fantastic. You're learning an instrument. How much do you practice? I'll be like, well, 2 or 3 hours. Well, that's determination. That is very good for you. That is, oh, that's fantastic. What else, dude? I'll be like, well, I play video games. That's weird. How much do you play? I'll be like, well, an hour or two a day. Oh, you are weird. You are a nerd, you know? So, you know, playing guitar for 3 hours alone, practicing is perfectly fine. It's fantastic. Yet sitting down to play video games for an hour or two is just weird. You know, and it's not like that now. It used to be a lot worse back when I was growing up, but I didn't give a shit. You know, my response would usually be just fuck off. It's as simple as that, you know. It's not that hard to tell someone to fuck off if you want them to fuck off. It's as simple as that. So, you know, if someone is just like, oh, you play too much and blah, 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 just tell them to fuck off. It's very simple. It shouldn't bother you. You know, they have something as well. You know, everyone has something, you know, that he loves and he does a lot. You know, whether it be Magic the Gathering, which I like as well, you know, whether it be football or baseball or the American hand egg, whatever, you know, it doesn't matter. Everyone has something. If you don't, I kind of feel sorry for you. It's as simple as that. It should not really bother you. Then we have, what do you think about those arguments? You can't be good without playing a lot, and let's stop right there. Now, the thing about this argument is that it's right, okay? This is a very valid argument. You can't be very good without playing a lot. Now, what it comes down to with this is that you can be the best healer in the world. You can be the best DPS in the world. You can be the best tank in the world while attacking a training dummy. But once you get into a raid, and once you encounter stressful situations, when things go wrong, and they will, because you can't play perfectly. Nobody can. Something will go wrong eventually. It can have big consequences. It can have small consequences. But by you encountering these situations and failing at dealing with them, you will learn from them. And the next time this happens, you will know how to react accordingly. So you have to just play the shit out of your class in order to get good at it. You can have the rotation just hands down the best subtlety rogue or combat rogue in the world. But if you can't deal with stressful situations and you can't deal with situations that are kind of unpredictable, unfortunately you are not a very good player in my eyes. You know, it differs from person to person. It's my own personal opinion, but that's how it is. If you can't deal with stressful situations and you can't react accordingly when something goes wrong, I don't think you're a very good player. But that's easily fixable. If you once again play and you fail again and again and again, and you learn from those fails, you will become a much better player. And the last thing we have, you are just as good as you are because you are just playing all day long. That's bullshit. You don't have to play 8 hours a day every day in order to become good. It's just bullshit. If you want to be good at PvP, just play a couple of battlegrounds every day. Or maybe you want to be good at arena, so play a couple of arenas every day. Or every now and then. You have to kind of think outside the box. You want to be the best rogue you can be? Well, don't be just another DPS. Do dungeons. And just pick the mobs that really need to be interrupted. Pick the mobs that you can stun, and the group will benefit from them being stunned. Alright, just find these little things and learn from them. Alright, you want to be a better healer? Play a couple of dungeons every now and then. People in the LFD system are terrible. They will fuck up all the time. So you can practice that. And when you fail, you can't just go, nah, I'm bad, nah. No, just go, okay, so I did this and it didn't work. Maybe next time if this happens, I can try this or that or that. And when it does happen next time, just try another thing. And if it doesn't work, try another thing. And eventually, you'll kind of be like, okay, so when something like this happens, I need to do that. And you will slowly build up this knowledge of these situations and the responses you used. And eventually you will just get into a raid. You see a boss for the first time. And something happens, you're like, okay, this happened to that. And I did this and it worked. So you do it, it works. Bam. Done. If you want to be a better tank, don't just be a big slab of health that stands in front of a mob. Alright, interrupt things. Make nice and neat death balls that DPS can AoE cleave down very fast. Just be something more than just another healer, just another DPS, just another tank, or just another PvPer. You know, try to be something more. Pick up the little things that help. And people will not notice them. I can guarantee it. People will not notice them. But you will know that, you know, I did that. I did that. And when someone does notice, it's awesome. So there you go. Thank you, Mr. Bjorn Pauls, for your suggestion. And I shall see you next time. Bye-bye.